Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks 40k channel and to our latest battle report. Today we are back in the depths of the Horus Heresy, and today I'm actually round at King Fluff's house. I've been invited round for a battle on his table, hence the reason why it all looks slightly different to the normal ones that you see. So this is a repeat match between myself and Mr. Fluff. Because we ran out of time in the last battle report, we were kind of kicked out of Warhammer World by security. So we are finishing our game off and we're going to have another blast at it. So we are on a Forge World. Today's mission is War of Lies. So there is 5 objective markers down on the board. Now we determine what these are worth at the end of the game. So the first objective marker is down here in this corner, hiding out behind the engines and the turbines of the Mechanicum world. 1 slap bang in the middle of the board, because that's what the rules tell us to do. The second one will be hidden away in the corner of the ruined Administratum building. Around here on the fuel dump there is another one. And then finally in the middle of the ammo crates that have all fallen down, there is the 5th one. So really looking forward to this then, guys. Let's go take a look at the armies. HQ for the Ultramarines today, I'm taking my Praetor in Cataphractii Terminator armour. He comes equipped with a combi melter and a chain fist. Next to him in the HQ slot, I am taking my Chaplain. This guy has a plasma pistol and artificer armour. Over to troops, I am taking a 10-man squad. Again, the sergeant is equipped with artificer armour and a power sword. And they are going to be riding around in one of the brand new to the 30k world Mars pattern rhinos. Next to them in the troop choices, I have exactly the same loadout. Artificer armour sergeant with a power sword and 9 men all with bolters. Moving over to fast attack, I have got 3 scimitar jet bikes, 2 with heavy bolters, 1 with a Volkite, and next to them is my trusty Xiphon flyer, armed with the 2 twin las cannons and the Xiphon rotary missile system. Over to elites, I am taking my Invictaris squad, so these guys come as standard with their axes and their shields. Next to them we have a 5-man Terminator squad, all in Cataphractii Terminator armour, all with chain fists, and just behind them is the Contemptor Dreadnought with the 2 Carius assault cannons, hopefully laying down lots of fire on the Mechanicum as they come towards us. The Terminator, the Chaplain and the Praetor will all be riding in their Spartan today. So that is my 1,750 points of Ultramarines. HQ for the Mechanicum tonight. Magus Dominus, he is riding around on Abiant. Over to troops, we have 2 Castellax down here making up 1 squad, and then another squad of Castellax, these ones with Dark Lances, making up the 2nd squad. Over to elites, we have 2 Tech Priests and then some kind of wonderful drones. Server Automata, there you go. And they are going to be riding around in the Triros. In heavy support there is a Thanator, and he has a Helix Plasma Mortar. And then over to fast attack, these guys are the little Vorax. I do like the look of these. I think these look so cool, so buggy-like. So that is the 1,750 points of Adeptus Mechanicus that will be taking on my Ultramarines this evening. The first of my tactical squads are holding on to my first objective. This is down in the engineering part of the Manufactorum with the engine turbine surrounding them. It gives a nice piece of cover across the battlefield, so I'm hoping they can hold this pretty much all turn. Next to them, the Invictaris squad are lined up, ready to move their way forward across the battlefield, engaging anything that comes their way. They could also swing off, aiming towards the objective in the middle of the board. Covering them will be the Spartan. So inside my Spartan we have my Terminators, all with chain fists. We have my Praetor and we have my Chaplain as well. So a nice mobile cover with its flare shield and everything. This thing is normally tough to pop, but I'm sure Mr. Fluff will find a way. At the back of the board, my scimitar jet bikes ready to zoom forward, laying fire down wherever they can. Leading the charge, they will be my new Contemptor Dreadnought with the 2 Carius assault cannons. He's smashed his way through the wreck of this building. He's looking at laying fire down as far as he can across the battlefield. Next to him, we have the empty Rhino. The guys have decided not to start the battle in there, so this thing is free to move around and annoy the Mechanicum as much as it can before it dies, which probably won't take long. And then finally we have the second of the tactical squads on the left hand side of the battlefield, ready to move up to take the objective that is hidden away in the corner of this building. In reserves for the Ultramarines, I have my Xiphon Flyer ready to zoom on. Warlord trait for the Ultramarines today is Bloody Handed, so that means that my Warlord and his unit cause fear, which is brilliant when you're facing an army that's immune to fear. We have 2 Castellaxes on the left hand side of the battlefield holding on to the first of their objectives, staring down across the board at my tactical squad for my Ultramarines, who will be darting off into the building to get as much cover as possible, because next to the Castellax we have the Thanatar. Now this thing I know is nasty and horrible. He's getting a bit of cover from all the wrecked crates. I'm sure he'll be laying down lots of firepower onto my lines. And the second 2 Castellax are holding on to the second of the Mechanicum objectives, obviously with the one in the middle of the board within reach of these guys as well. HQ for the AdMech is hiding behind the building. Next to him we have the Treros, so this thing has inside of it basically this squad. So they're on the board, but they are actually inside of this tank. And finally, for the Mechanicum, all the way down on the left-hand side of the battlefield, we have a squad of Vorax. So these guys will be working their way across the industrial landscape towards my Ultramarines, and obviously my Spartan and my speeder bikes and my Contemptor Dreadnought all in the middle of the board, looking at coming this way and hopefully ruining the day of the AdMech. Warlord trait for the AdMech today is Perfected Targeting. This basically makes one heavy weapons choice twin linked. So yeah, that's going to come in quite handy. Nothing in reserves for the AdMech today, so let's head over to turn 1. The Ultramarines tactical squad have moved and have also ran. They ran 5 inches and they're now holding on to this objective. The scimitar jet bikes have moved round to give them some cover, and so has the Contemptor Dreadnought. So these guys are looking at holding or dominating the left hand side of the field. The Rhinos moved up to give them a little bit of cover. In the middle of the board, the Spartan has moved up 6, ready to fire off with its las cannons. He's got a couple of choice targets with his sponsons, and he's been supported by the Invictara squad, who are slowly moving their way up, and obviously the second of my tactical squads have stayed put. They are listening to all the chatter through the Vox network, making sure that there's no orders coming their way from the Praetor, but their order is simple: hold that objective. The only thing that was in range and could open fire was the sponsor from the Spartan. It opened up at the Trieros, which took off 2 hull points and immobilised it as well. So it's down to 2 remaining and can't move for the rest of the game. So as shooting goes, nothing else is in range, but I'm quite happy with the result of the one thing that opened fire. The Vorax are on the move. They are heading up towards the Ultramarines in the corner of the battlefield, or the Invictara squad that are there. These things are quick and they are quite nasty. Because this is now immobilised, the guys have actually got out and are now occupying the middle floor of one of the wrecked buildings. The Castellax have moved forward still on that objective marker, and the HQ choice has swung around in between the wrecked crates, giving them a little bit of moral support, probably, and obviously the Thanatar and the other Castellax have stayed still, so it's time for them to shoot the hell out of me. The Castellax that are holding on to the objective in their half of the battlefield opened up at the Contempt Dreadnought, doing no damage whatsoever. The shots managed to ping off the building and off the front of the Rhino. The Rhino has taken one hull point that was taken from the other Castellax, just popping around the containers. Managed to strip one hull point off. The Thanatar opened up using his Cyber 30. Two massive great big blast templates landed right on top of my squad. 16 hits. I did get a cover save, but I had to re-roll any that were successful, so I failed 12 of them. So yeah, they're all dead. That objective is now free and up for grabs. The guys that are in the building that came out of the transport opened up at the Spartan. No damage down there. The Invictaris squad took shots from the immobilised big nasty transport at the back of the board. Again, no damage. And then these guys ran up as well. So I'm a little bit concerned as we move into phase 2. That I've lost a objective down there, but that these guys are on their way towards me. I'm not too scared about these in the middle of the board. I think I can see something that might have to go and say hello to them, that is sitting inside the Spartan. Scimitar jet bikes and the Rhino have moved up, looking at laying some fire down on the Castellax at the back, hopefully doing some damage with their heavy bolters. Now, new model syndrome. Can it last into a second battle? Because this guy has just moved forward and immobilised himself on the building, and he is out of range of everything. So he's now just an expensive piece of scenery. That's really helpful. Well done, you. Down here, the Terminators, the Praetor and the Chaplain have gotten out of the front of the Spartan, looking at coming over here to the Castellax and the HQ choice for the Admech, trying to wipe them out, taking them off that objective. My flyer is not on. I rolled a 1 for my reserves. Down here, the Invictaris squad. In the last battle, they learnt quite painfully how good these guys actually are. So these are backing up, looking at coming to join their Terminator brothers over in the middle of the board. Round here, the Ultramarines have shuffled around a little bit, trying to get some shots off at these guys as they come wandering down the battlefield. So, to sum up the shooting phase for the Ultramarines, pretty bad. Pretty bad, sums it up quite well. These guys opened up at the Vorax. 1 hit, no wounds. These guys haven't opened fire because they're only with their bolt pistols. This guy is useless and is out of range of everything. These opened up at the Castellax, not doing any damage. The Terminators opened up at the other Castellax, not doing any damage. The only thing that did anything was the lance cannons on the Spartan opened up at the Castellax over here, taking off 3 wounds. So the front guy is down to 1 wound. It's going to be heading over to Assault. How many of the Terminators will get into Assault, and how can I pull them down? I hope so, because the Warlord is there. We have Slay the Warlord in play. The Terminators and the Praetors did not make it into combat. In fact, actually lost one to Wall of Flame as they went running in. The Castellax put down. So these guys have let me down. This guy has let me down. Zyphon Flyer has let me down by not coming on. So, yeah, way to go, Ultramarines. The first of the Castellax have stayed still. They are determined to hold on to this objective for as long as they can. The Phalanx and the other Castellax have moved up, so is the HQ choice, and these little guys have jumped out of the building and are down. I get the impression there's going to be a lot of shots going into my Terminators before they get charged. And finally, the Vorax down this side of the battlefield have moved up and around. Well, just moved up. They are going to open fire at the tactical squad in there that I'm using to hold on to my objective. Can they survive? Not sure. I kind of have an idea, but not sure it'll work over there. I could do with my Zyphon Flyer. I'm down 1 tactical guy. He was pulled down by the Vorax over here. They were opening up. Managed to kill one. Yeah, that's always helpful. The transport tank opened up at the Invictara squad, killing the lead guy. So that's one guy down as well. My rhino's gone. It is smoking. It is on fire. That was opened up by the Castellax down here, taking off all of the hull points. Lost a Terminator. Lost a wound on my chaplain and 2 wounds off my Praetor. All the fire from these guys here. Lingering death is in play as well from the Graviton gun. So I'm getting the impression there might be some assault going on. I will have to wait and see. That was quite a brutal and bloody affair down here. Managed to lose 2 of my Terminators in the onslaught that was the Admech as they ran in these Castellax, and then obviously the Archmagus running in, smacking me around the face. I did do 6 wounds back, however, this guy has a 3-up invuln save, so yeah, saved them all. So it's carrying on as I pass my leadership test. I think the Invictara squad might have to come this way and join in the fun of this fight down here. Hopefully laying in enough hits to be able to pull some of these down, let the Terminators finish them off. I'm hoping. Let's head over to the Ultramarines turn 3 and see what we can do. The tactical squad have came down off the upper ledge, consolidating down onto the objective, just pulling them out of the line of sight of the Vorax that are coming towards them. The sergeant screamed down the Vox network to the Praetor, asking for air support. His request was granted. The Xiphon Flyer has come on. It is going to come on, shoot down at these guys, hopefully killing them off. He does have the ground targeter, so we'll be hitting them on a 2+. But supporting them in the fire will be the Spartan. It has moved round. It's got its lance cannons, its heavy bolters, really nicely trained on these guys. I'm hopefully killing them off, clearing this side of the board for me. The Invictus squad have moved around, looking at joining their brothers and their commander in combat here. The only other thing that can move, because Mr. Stupid down here, is the Scimitar jet bikes. So the Scimitar jet bikes have moved up. They are shooting the Castellax at point blank range. So you can guarantee one thing, I'm gonna miss. The Scimitar jet bikes have opened up with their heavy bolters and the Volkite at the Castellax down here, not doing any wounds. I told you they would miss because they are so close. Nothing else has been able to fire. The Spartan tank and the Xiphon Flyer opened up at the Vorax, killing 1 and taking another wound off another one. We're going to be heading over to assault down here. Can the Invictara squad join the Praetor and the remaining Terminators in the combat, or will they be left to fend for themselves? The Invictara squad failed to make it into combat down here, however. I managed to deal out another 2 wounds on the HQ choice and 3 wounds on one of the Castellax for no wounds back to me. So I won combat, but of course these things are fearless as we head over to Admech turn 3. We hold an objective each. It's kind of down to slay the Warlord that's going on in the middle of the board. Not sure who's going to win this one just yet. The Castellax have stayed still, determined to hold on to that objective. The Phalanx has also, well, it's moved over a little bit, and I kind of think he's trying to get a bit of line of sight on these guys, trying to lay down some fire. These guys have obviously stayed still. These guys down here, the Tech Priest and his little posse, have all moved out from the side of the containers, looking at damaging the Spartan as best as they can. And finally, the Vorax down here have moved up towards the Spartan. I'm not quite sure what the plan is with those now. The Castellax opened up with their Dark Lancers, killing off one of my jet bikes, so I'm down to 2. Yeah, probably going to miss next turn with them again. The Thanacer, big nasty cannon, opened up. He could just about see one of the tactical guys that was poking his head round the corner and blew it clean off. He is dead, but now they are out of sight, so they are safe for the time being. the Xiphon Flyer was opened up at from the transport tank, and these guys opened up as well. Couldn't really hurt it, but it made me jinx, so yeah, so that's going off on the board next turn anyway. And down here there was a grav shot at the side of the Spartan, but it didn't do any damage at all, so we're going to be over to assault. The Castellax have gone into combat with the scimitar jet bikes, doing no damage whatsoever. So yeah, drawn combat, because again I couldn't hit them back, but it might tie them up for a couple of turns. In the last battle report I think it was about 4 turns before they died, so fingers crossed that happens again. Down here the Ultramarines really should have dealt with this combat by now. They are kind of messing around. Basically the HQ choice and the 2 Castellax are all down to 1 wound left each, so the Ultramarines are winning that one down there. We've just got to wait a little while longer before I break free. Down here the tech priest and his little posse have gone into the Spartan, causing 1 glancing hit, so it's still got 4 hull points remaining. The Spartan has moved forward. He's completely ignored these guys that were trying to smack it in the side. Its primary target is still these guys here. It needs to occupy these and take their minds off the Ultramarines down here that are holding on to that objective. Down here the Invictaris squad have come up. They are now nicely within charge range here, so they should be going in. So a little bit of shooting to do, mainly from the Spartan. And yes, my Xiphon Flyer has also gone off the board to return next turn, hopefully doing enough damage to help me win this. The Spartan tank opened up at the Vorax down here, killing off the front guy, taking the 1 remaining one down to 2 wounds left. Spartan is doing his job at the moment. It really is. Down here in combat, the Terminators and, well, the Invictaris squad made it into combat, helping along the Terminators, killing off the HQ choice for the Admech. And the Praetor took out the 2 remaining Castellaxes. Unfortunately, I lost one of the Terminators in that combat, so I have got now Slay the Warlord. These guys have consolidated up, looking at going into the Tech Priest and his little posse squad down here. Over here, I lost one of my scimitar jet bikes to these Castellax on this side of the battlefield, which is a bit painful. I really wanted this guy to fail his morale check, but unfortunately I passed it. I want my Xiphon Flyer to come on and shoot these guys off the board, freeing them up from this objective marker. But we are all down to how many points each objective marker is worth. These nasty little things that have been annoying me all game. My Spartan has done its job. This one has panicked and ran behind, get some cover. Over here, these guys have moved down the step and attacked the Invictaris squad with the Grav guns. They managed to kill off 2, and obviously the Grav lingering death is still there. They decided not to go into combat, probably quite wisely, with the effects of the Grav there. Thanatar could not fire, so he went to go into combat with the Praetor and the Chaplain. He rolled a snake eyes, so he didn't make it in. And finally down here, the jet bike fell to the Castellax in combat. It's kind of what I wanted, to be honest. I'm expecting my Xiphon Flyer will come on. I'm hoping to kill these both off, pulling them off this objective marker, which will free me up to be one up on the objective markers compared to King Fluff's 0. But if you roll a 6 at the end of the game, it's D3 minus victory points. So yeah, there's a chance I could be in negative victory points at the end of this battle. The air support is back on. The Xiphon Flyer is back in the game. He is looking at clearing out the Castellax off the objective. Now, because they have actually moved forward, Mr. Useless down here is in range. He might actually get to do something. Will he actually redeem himself rather than being the useless piece of scenery that he is at the moment and kill me some of them? Probably stupidly, my Praetor and my Chaplain are looking at going into combat with the Thanatar. Yeah, probably going to give away a couple of victory points here, but that's my own stupid fault. Those guys are in the lingering death from the Grav. Spartan has moved around. I'm going to take the last 2 hull points off this and hopefully blow it sky high, giving me another victory point. So at the moment, Ultramarines hold this one. We don't know how many that counts as. Mechanicum hold this one. We don't know how many that counts as. Victory point for each destroyed unit as well, and slay the warlord, which I have scored. So it's going to be close. We really don't know what these are going to do for us. The Contender Dreadnought has done himself some honour. He opened up at the castle. It's doing 2 wounds. I think he killed 1 off, and then the Xiphon Flyer basically just mopped them up as he strafed run the ground. He mowed them down, so that's them taken off that objective down there. In the shoot, the only other really thing to shoot in the phase was my Spartan. I have, like I said, I have turned it looking at destroying this tank. It is still there. It has got 1 hull point remaining. It is almost gone, but not quite enough. Down into close combat, the Chaplain and the Praetor both made it in. Took no damage from the Thanator and managed to deal 3 wounds out. So this thing has got 1 wound left as we move into Adeptus Mechanicum turn 5. The Vorax has moved back along the battlefield, hiding behind the giant turbine, keeping himself well out of the way of any fire that becoming his way. Down here, the Invictaris squad were pulled down. They were shot with a grav, and then they went in. These guys went into combat with the Invictaris squad and squished them and killed them. So that was 1 squad dead for the Ultramarines. But on good news, the Phalanx has gone. The Praetor and the Chaplain doing their job. Unfortunately, I lost the Chaplain in the combat. So my Praetor has moved around 4 inches. He is looking at coming and squishing these guys. The Xiphon Flyer has decided to stay on the board. He has not zoomed off, just in case I need him. I don't think I will. This is the last turn. Turn 6. Down here they have lost 2 1-2 shots from the Praetor, 1 to the heavy bolters on the Spartan. Now the Spartan decided he needed to ride backwards, get both of his las cannons within range of the transport tank, blowing it up, removing the last of the hull points. So that is another victory point for the Ultramarines, starting to total up now. It's still so close, honestly. I don't even know where we are. The Praetor made it into combat and he managed to kill 1 of them. It's a little bit annoying. It is going to be going on into King Fluff's turn 6. I'm hoping I can wipe this squad out in that turn and claim myself another victory point. So basically the Praetor and the Mechanicum have killed each other down here in the combat, giving away 2 victory points to King Fluff, and so I got 1 because he got Slay the Warlord and the victory point for that unit. So there we go then, guys. That is the end of the battle. It is currently 8-7 on victory points to the AdMech. However, the Ultramarines are holding this objective marker. Now, I've got to roll a d6. If I roll a 1, there is no victory points allocated. If I roll 2 or 3, there is 1 victory point allocated and it will be a draw. 4 is 2 victory points. 5 is 3 victory points. Now, if I roll a 6, it is minus D3 victory points. So I'm going to roll this on camera. So it is currently 8-7 to the AdMech. I roll a 2. So it is a draw. It is 8-all. That was such a good game. I hope you really enjoyed that one as much as we did. Please leave us a comment. It'd be great to hear your feedback. Like if you like. Don't forget to go check out King Fluff on Facebook. Well worth a look. He does lots of things hobby related. And he's alright, I suppose, as a bloke. Apart from the fact he just drew against me. So yeah, go check him out on Facebook and we will see you guys on the next one.